السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه أجمعين. Inshallah ta'ala, good evening, brothers, sisters, youngins. Oh man. So tonight, inshallah ta'ala, so I was asked by our illustrious Imam to talk about some of my travels. Recently, not too long ago, I had the opportunity to get away and get out of here for a little while, which was highly beneficial. And my purposes were, you kind of say it was mixed, but it was like all together, because my purposes was mainly because I was trying to make a way for me to have more time to study and learn without being reliant upon working so much, because I worked a lot of hours, and I was like, well, I had opportunities to go places and do things and meet different people, but my restriction was with my work. And so I was trying to branch out and get information or just places to go. And I was thinking also with business, like, okay, well, what can I do? Like, how can I make some connections? I said, well, I don't know anybody over here. And I just said, wait a minute, I know a whole bunch of people, because I was in classes that were done online. So I knew a lot of people all over the world. So I just dropped the line, and then I started getting all these messages from all these brothers, and they were telling me, contact this one and that one and this Shaykh, and now I know a Shaykh, he's over here, over there. And I said, oh man. So then I had to do all kinds of research, and then I started making connection with people, and then I ended up going to Zambia in particular, which is it's just South Africa, but it's a little bit more central. Anyway, I ended up going there, but I won't get in trouble because it's South Africa. Let's leave it like that. So I ended up going down there, alhamdulillah, and and I ended up actually, I ended up making a life there. And it's like over, a few months, I ended up getting in a house, not even an apartment, I got a house. A house, I ended up learning about solar power, because they had load shedding, like their powers ran off of their water supply. So if the rain, if there's a drought, then you probably won't have power. And I actually went through one of the worst times that they probably, well, I won't say the worst, that people were talking like it was the worst. The way that everybody was responding and then reacting, like you walk inside big stores, the power goes out, it's like normal. The power just shuts off and the generator kicks in. The experience in seeing that how people were getting by that way was different. Like, they do things. They do things a lot different than, of course, than we do, because they have a different outlook on what life should be, how their life is day to day. So it was a very eye-opening experience on a lot of different levels. One of the things that I saw, because I didn't see, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist, I didn't see, even when I went into, they call it going in town. Going in town is like, what we would call back in the day, and I might be dating myself, but we were saying going downtown, like going going from South Camden to downtown, or by like Treasure Center, like Bro Eddie's and all that back in the day. So that was like going in town is where you go do everything at. It's where everything, all the big stores, everything's going on. This is like a lot. But going in town is actually like pretty much, think of it like the flea market type deal. And I mean, like, it's something else. When I actually really went inside, I was able to see like, oh, this is what I saw on YouTube or something like that, but it was different. I mean, they had everything. Everything was in there. You can buy almost anything that you're looking for that you can't find in the store, you can find there. So they were saying, you got to go in town to get that. You got to go in town to get that. And I recently found out there was an in town that was actually in town that I didn't have to go all the way out there to go get it. So mashallah, but you know, when you know, you know. So in any event, they have this the people in Zambia have a lot of things. Particularly, one of the things that I've seen is that they everybody's selling everything, and I mean everybody has a hustle. And one of the delightful shocks that I seen was that everybody looked like you, and everybody's selling something like literally like right out in the street, like it's everybody's out. The same thing that you would see like on any like TV movie or whatever when you're driving in the car and people are out in the street. It's like that. People out in the street and you know they don't care, and it's like if you don't and like you know to us you beeping the horn at me, it's like cussing at us. We feel like you cussing, so like no to them you ain't beeping the horn, then you ain't trying to go nowhere. So we'll know you there. So I'm like I don't want to be beat like, but no, we beat the horn. So yeah, you gotta beat the horn, let them know to move and stuff like that. But one of the things that I didn't see was I didn't see too many like Islamic bookstores. That's the point that I wanted to make. I didn't see too many Islamic bookstores, and I said, well, where are the books at? Now I did see Muslims, I seen Qurans and things like that, but but on the street I seen people selling Bibles. It was in the street with Bibles, selling Bibles on the street. They were selling, and with other things they were selling like educational books. Books was for sale everywhere, but like you know books on math, physics, and science, geography, and these were the kind of books that people were seeking. Because like you know they take education very seriously, and a lot of times people are paying to go to school. They're paying fees to go to school. I've seen kids, different ages. I only can guess what their ages were, but they walk, you know, to school, and it was like I see them walk a long walk, dirt roads, and all the way over, and I see where the school was at. I actually gave some of these kids a ride, picked them up, because literally, one of the things I seen was that they have a thing where, like, you know, we call it hitchhiking, right? They be like this. They'll flag their hand like this. If you going that way, I'm going that way too. You already going that way, so pick me up. And ain't nobody expecting to get paid. They're just saying, you already going that way. I see people pull over all the time. And I seen the kids that lives around where I live. I said, all right, well, come on. These are kids. They get in the car, boom. Sometimes you may have one of them that speak English, you know, fairly okay. And the other ones may not, you know, understand. They get in the car, they get a ride, and they're like, no, so appreciative because they're going to school. That walk is a long walk, especially in the heat. It's real dusty. It's a lot of dust. So, but yeah, so I didn't see too many books. Now, I was looking because I wanted to see, you know, what was available. And what I learned was that a lot of, when you look at, like, I don't want to say like the 80s or like, I mean, I really can't speak on the 80s, I can speak on like the 90s and the early 2000s, right? So, I mean, there were books available, but a lot of people didn't know where to get them and what to buy. And a lot of things that we were getting in the US was like these old prints from like the 70s, sometimes the 60s. We were getting old books that had a lot of mistakes in prints and things like that. And the language wasn't always clear. The translations were bad. We had a lot of bad books. Like a lot of, we had something, that's all we had. So you have a lot of people that were there that was probably like, you know, what they were being taught in Islam is mixed with a lot of stuff that's like with the culture. And there's a lot of things were a little lax, right? So then you might have elements of, and I don't want to keep the people that committing shirk. I don't want to do that because it's not fair to them because they only know what they know. And they only know what they've been introduced to in a certain way. Now, I'm not saying it's widespread like that or it's bad, but I'm just saying that that's something that if you were to go in some of these places, you might see something like this. You think like, oh, we're supposed to be Muslim. Like they have this video, and I don't even know where these people are from. Matter of fact, somebody sent it to me from there, sent it to me and was like, what's this? And it was like these women are making soda or something, and it's like, I don't know what it was, but it was strange. And it was like, well, what? It was weird. They were making salad, and they were like, it was just weird. I don't know if you haven't seen the video, but there's a video going around like that. But there's a lot of things that's similar to that, but you understand why, because there's a gap. It's one of these gaps is the same thing that we kind of experience here in the U.S. Early in learning Islam. Like for instance, I'll give you an example. Like early in Islam, when I was learning, I remember when I first took my Shahada, one of the biggest things that was a problem was people were talking like either you were Hanafi or it was about madhabs, right? So it was like, oh, I pray like this, oh, I pray like that, and it's like I was a new Shahada, so I'm like, I remember being inside the ranks and brothers was like putting their arms out and they were doing all this stuff. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I like one brother was doing this. It was like, oh, Hanafi, Maliki, and this and that. I was like, man, what is it? I said, what is that? I thought we was all Muslim. Like, so it was all these like beefs like that were going on. And like, this was, this is before like some of the problems that we have now in these, mashallah. But this was like, things that were like issues, but like, most in part for them, a lot of their issues is economical. When you see poverty on like, if you're imagining like, and I don't want to, I mean like they probably will agree, but I don't want to be talking bad about the situation, but they know how bad it is. I'll give you an example. When I went to a furniture store to go buy something, I think I was buying a washer. We're buying a washing machine, and you get the washing machine, and a lot of times when you go buy stuff like this, you get display items, right? They don't understand the concept of that. I don't want a display item, right? So you give me a display item, I get a discount, right? So that's all. But a lot of times that's what they do. It's whatever's out there is what they got. That's it. So we bought this washing machine, and then I remember the guys that were bringing it out to the car, and I went to them, I said, because they were kind of young, they probably might have been like in like early 20s, right? And I asked them, I said, hey man, I was like, how much money y'all make? I said, I don't like, mean like, that, but I'm just trying to understand like what do you get paid? So I started thinking that they were getting paid weekly, but no, they get paid monthly. They get a monthly check. And when they tell you how much money, it broke my heart on so many different levels. Because I just was like, I can't imagine doing this kind of work or doing whatever you do and you're only making this kind of money. Now, I'll give you an idea. Now, right now, the money is only worth like, so $1 is about 28 of theirs right now. So this is just with like Western Union, right? So it's probably more on the street. So if you got regular, US dollar on the street, you're probably getting right now, it's probably 28 and some change. You can go to exchange and exchange money and get more. So you imagine, so like now $30 is like $1,000 of their money. So think about every like $35, something like that. So say this is making $40. So $160 is $3,000. So on average, the people that I spoke to, that's what they were like making, that or less. I didn't even have the idea to even ask until I had went to try to get like, they have a thing for television to pick up a TV signal. And it's like the cheapest one you can get. And when I went to go get it, because we were trying to get our internet signal, because that was a big problem, getting good internet. So it didn't make any sense to me. The guy told me, yeah, you need to get this antenna. I said, what is this going to do for them? I said, you know what? Y'all know, I'll get it. Went and got it, hooked it up, and ain't do nothing but gave me a TV signal. But when I read the paperwork for it, it was asking like, how much money did you make? And I seen that on it. I said, how could somebody live off of this? You imagine, $80 a month. And you got to pay your electric bill. You got to pay your, you ain't got to pay for water, so you ain't got to pay for that, but you got to pay your electric bill, and you got to buy food. And the idea that it's going to be cheaper, it's not, because this is the same price that you think that you paying here, you're going to be paying there. Now, sometimes they value things different, right? So you be like, man, they only charging that for this? They crazy. So then you go ahead and buy it because they don't know, right? They don't know the value of it. But anyway, it just was a shock. And then like when you ask them, you see their faces, they say, well, how? How do you get by on this? And they rely on having that. Now, what I saw was economically, this was one of the parts that I seen economically, they all of the big stores and things were owned by somebody else. some foreigner outside the country. So and I was like, well, where's all the the Zambian owned people that own their stuff and it's just like, but all I seen everywhere I went, I said, how can they be so poor but everybody got a car, everybody's driving, almost everybody has been. The traffic is horrible. I mean, it's crazy, but it's like all of these cars, all of these people, everybody hustling every day on the street. There's dollars, so you know how dollars on the street turn, right? You can't account for that. Everything's cash transactions, right? And a lot of times that's how it is. Some of the technology that they use to make transactions, I said, man, they were so far ahead of Cash App and everything else. They were already doing this stuff. They do like a lot of transactions they do is on the phone. They do it just like that. Mobile money is what they call it. They pay their bills, do everything with a phone number and a SIM card. I was like, well, how do you even do that? They know. I'm like, oh. And we talking about we got Cash App. They've been doing that. So this is the reason why Cash App been allowed there, because they already got their system that somebody got locked down and monopolized on. A lot of things become a monopoly. So it's a lot of opportunity, and there's also a lot of differences with customs. Like one of the things that I had to learn was that, of course, we learned this period, but that everything doesn't have to have a response. That you don't always have to express your disgust or your anger with something out in the open that way. Even though you want them to know that, hey, this ain't cool, you don't have to do that. And one of the things that I was taught was that when you I mean, of course we know this, but it's emphasized a lot that like when you go out, especially when you're out in public with people, that when you do something that is reflecting back on your entire family. So it's not just like oh, this one gets mad like that's something that it's offensive. Even the way we may joke and play about something, there's things that you can't say in certain atmospheres. You can't say around certain people, certain type. Like if you're around certain elders, they won't understand that you were just playing. They will like that they'll think something else. They'll think something's wrong, right? So there's a lot. So and there's a lot of wisdom, and there's a whole lot of there's a lot of things with their culture, even with their language. Their language is very interesting too because they got a bunch of them. So I think Bimba and is one, and then there's Nandi, but they're what you call that when they have the national language or what is that called? Tongue. No. The mother tongue is Bimba. It's Bantu language, whatever, in Nandi. But it's like they have a bunch of languages, like 60 or 70 of them. But these are the ones that are primarily that's spoken. Most people they speak Nanja. Even with Bimba, you may have some people that speak Bimba, but then if you start speaking a certain way, they won't even understand it. So, and a lot of the younger people they don't. But some will speak English and some won't. And sometimes the English is like, for me, I had to learn how to talk slower, right? And I had to try to tell them, hey, you need to talk slower too, because I'm trying to understand you too. But sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. It's hard to have conversations on the phone. But I learned a lot. I seen some things. I only can talk about the things that I seen and experienced. So if people hear this or they see this and they think that, oh, he's talking bad and all. I mean, I loved it there, and I can't wait to go back. And it's if it was up to me, if I could have brought everybody with me to be there, then everybody would have been there, and we would have been coming back. Mm-hmm. So because it was definitely for me to miss here, except that I need to make money. That's it. So if I can make money there, I'm not coming back. I'll come back to visit, but I'm staying right there. So one of the things that I experienced too, like this with nutritional wise, was that the food that I was eating, like everything I was getting was fresh. Everything I was getting was coming like, I mean, you can buy basically any type of vegetable, fruit, stuff was falling off the trees. Like you can see it growing right there. I lived on a place where it was like farms everywhere. So everything was growing, and the people were selling it, and then like you knew the people that were selling it. You see them every day. It was like, and it's like everybody, like a person she got cabbages, she got cabbage. Everybody got cabbage straight down the line. Different businesses. They're right next to each other like this, and they sell it every day. Everybody pull right over, boom. They come right to the car. You buy the stuff. Bananas, like, oh man, a real banana. real, not these fake bananas. I don't know what these things taste like. It's not the same. It's different. And you say, wait, yeah, all these pollutions and all these things can come everywhere. We get that, but I'm telling you, it's different when you get it from the dirt. I'm telling you, it's different. So it was this. Even the way they did the meals, it was different, and what they ate. So I ate a lot of traditional foods, and some of them I ate, some of them I was like, nah, no, thank you. So, but mashallah. But one of the things that I was mentioning earlier when I was talking to the imam is that the people, I mean, they have this unshakable and unwavering hope. Hope. They never lose hope. They always, constantly, they go to what the benefit of something is, or the best part of it, and they remind each other about it. And that was one of the things that no matter what the situation was, it was always about hope. It was always the qadr of Allah. It's the qadr of Allah. It's the qadr of Allah. Mashallah. It was just like wow. I even seen like I had a situation that occurred, and it was like for me, I never been in that situation before, and it was like nothing I could do. So, and I was like, I was in a hospital. I wasn't sick, but it was like an emergency operation going on, and it was like I think I was leaving like in a few days. It was like right before I was leaving, like a week before or something like that. And it was like, so now I got somebody sick or about to get an operation that's going to need care afterwards, and I gotta leave. Not only that, my visa is about to expire. So that means like I'm really supposed to be done. Like other than that, then now I'm illegal, right? So and it's like subhanallah. Then you're trying. We're Muslim. Think about the qadr of Allah. It's like I got this. So now, not just that they're sick. We don't know what the outcome could be from the situation that they're going through. That they need emergency surgery for, right? And mind you, so I got to pay that bill too, right? So now you got that and this. And you're wondering, and then you have the person that went through the thing tell you. Like trying to get you to not calm down, but knowing that can feel you stressed, feeling like your emotions, but like telling you like, oh mashallah, blah, blah. And you just looking like you the one laying in this bed, and like I got small problems right now, but I've got concerns, but they're more concerned about you. They're more concerned about how you are, subhanallah, and. This I mean, as men, we know, right? We don't show all of our emotions, especially when we have so much going on. A lot of times, our women, they don't understand that, sometimes, right? And this is one thing that I hope that I can make this clear because I guess it's going to be on video, so there will be proof that, sometimes when we get upset with our wives, and it's like, they have to understand, so we're allowed to be upset. Just because we're upset doesn't mean that we're done with you. Right, because to them they feel like, oh, like that's it, right? So, but it also doesn't mean that, I still don't want to be mad an hour later and thinking it's gonna be okay for me that you can be all like, no, I'm still mad, but doesn't mean I'm done with you. It's not the end of the world, like that. Oh, I'm done, and I'm like, no. Just because I'm silent, this means that I don't want to say something or do something that may offend you and hurt you, even though I'm upset right now. I don't want to say anything that's going to make things worse. So take my silence as me being quiet because I don't want to say something because it's not that I'm hiding my feelings or I'm not showing you this. No, because I just don't. I know myself and I know better. So it's better for me to just shut up. I'm mad. Let me be mad. It's okay. I won't be mad tomorrow, but don't think that I'm not like you. That whereas though it can just go. I go from being upset. I'm not upset. I got to process it. Let me process it. Some of us can process it through quicker. Some of us say, look, you know what? You know what you did. You know what you said. You know how you spent my money. You know what you did. You know what you took. Right? So, mashallah, it's not the end. So, and sometimes, mashallah, we go through things. But how we lean on each other through all of those things are important. How we try to understand and get over that. So I learned a whole lot, even from like some of the elders that I was in contact with. One of the first questions I got asked, and this was from people who were relatives. One of the first things I got asked when I got in the car was they said, They asked me about racism in America. Like, because to them, it was like, is it really like that? Right? So that's like now we got somebody that's actually from there that we know that we can actually ask straight up, like, was it really like that? Now, of course, the first thing that you want to say is like, oh, yeah, it's really like that, right? But you have to keep things in context and explain things the right way. You have to say that, listen, you have all kinds of extremes. You have people that take things and out of the, out of context, so they try to make things into something that it's really not. But I said, absolutely, it's like this. Absolutely, it can be this way. And I said, but it's not like that everywhere. So I try to give them a honest, answer. But like, yeah, it's hard for them to believe that it's like, because like everybody around you look like you. So everybody that's so this is the part that probably get me in trouble. Hopefully they won't see, nobody won't see it. But the corruption, the corruption is next level. I ain't never been pulled over so many times. It was like, I got pulled over because they got some weird rule. It's the driving rules is weird, and you get in the wrong lane, and then like the cops are out there. They don't have no gun, but this is how people respect the uniforms and the authority. All they do is this, and you got to pull over. Now, let me just say, I seen with my own eyes. I seen women beat men up. I seen women beating dudes up, like literally putting their hands on. I'm telling you, I was going home, coming down the street, and this little chick, and I said, wow. Dude was on the floor. I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know what the problem was, but she beat him up. And then I seen another time, same thing. Couple sitting down. I don't know what he said. And like I said, these women be beating these dudes up over here. I said, man, and these dudes be sitting there like I said, subhanAllah. Yeah, I didn't say it was Muslim, but mashallah. But a lot of times, you see a lot of different things, but it's some of like there's like bad places, and there's and there's good places, and there's places where you're gonna see like it's gonna be decked out. All the lights gonna be on. It's gonna be palaces and big, all the big name brand. They got KFC. There's an abundance of halal food there. The Muslim presence is there. They have a committee of scholars that are there. So they have there's a lot there. And one of the masajids that I actually visited was close by. Khadija. I can't remember the rest of the name. I think it's Khadija or something like that. But that was a good community. One of the things that I experienced was that there were some people, not like how we have those people that come when we go for the Great Adventures thing, and you have those people that we call them gypsies. Just so we can say that we met some gypsies, right? I don't know what these people are. We call them gypsies, right? So they be out there. They give you the little dry salams, and then if you don't know how to get them, I always get them. Hit them with the waleik. If they don't say anything, then you know that they ain't Muslim, right? So I said waleik. You wait. Say yeah, I got you. Right, mashallah. But anyway, but like going to the masjid, sometimes there be people out there, and of course they look like us, and sometimes it be sisters. I'm like, it be all these women. Well, there be women. And they got the khimar on, the hijab, and they're sitting out there and they're asking for money. But they're right by the masjid. And I was like, why are they out here when they can be in there? Like, I said, I didn't understand it. So when people I was with was like, oh no, she said, nah, they're not Muslim. They're not Muslim. They're like, they're not telling the truth. Don't. They said but it'd be people that be inside of the masjids and stuff waiting. Some they'll steal your shoes. So one masjid I went to, they said you gotta put your shoes back here because people will come take your shoes if you leave them outside the masjid. So there was all kinds of little stuff, but it's like a lot of stuff that people was doing. It's not because they just was doing it, but because like they had to. Because like this is how the poverty was. Like you see some of these kids. I remember, going to the store one time. There was like an ice cream thing or whatever, and it was all these kids. It reminded me of me, right? Like back in the 80s, running around getting dirty, and they had no shoes on either. some of them didn't have no shoes on, and they was like out there. I'm at the mall. This is the mall. So they like they asking for stuff, and this is what they do. They panhandling, right? So say, oh, so the guy with the ice cream thing comes. I said, hey, go give them some ice cream, whatever. So now the one guy coming, like you got the guy that's like the parking lot guy. He's out here telling everybody like, leave him alone, this and that. I said, no, leave them alone. They're with me. They're fine, whatever. So now he see them getting the ice cream. He said, oh man, boss, can you like give me ice cream? So I said, why? I said, it's grown man. Like, because people ain't got money, because they ain't got that kind of money to be spent on I had that kind of money neither, but considering that it was like $1, like, and sometimes you start flipping and thinking in their currency, you be like, I ain't paying that. Because that's how I was. And it got me jammed up in a couple of times, because when I got pulled over, a lot of times the only way you get out of it was to pay the cop off. I got pulled over a couple of times. I'm telling you. And then I remember like one time I got pulled over, and it was like, what they say, we want $1,500 or something like that. I said, I ain't paying that. Now, mind you, $1,500 again, that's like what, 40, 50, about $60, something like that. Like, yeah, $50, $60. So I'm thinking $1,500. So I'm like, nah. So I actually did. I got so mad because of the corruption. I got so upset that I just was like, man, I ain't paying nothing. I said, I got like that, but I was like, you don't understand. I mean, like, I get it. I'm not saying it's right, but I know that's how they do things. But it's it just wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good feel. It's like we all wanted to feel like somebody getting over on us anyway. That's how he is. You getting over like now. Yeah. So now show up.
I did have a question. What percentage of the country is Muslim?
It's very low.
Very low.
Yes, it's not high. The most of the country is Christian.
Okay.
So it's primarily a Christian country. They do respect all religions. Okay. So like they respect every religion and every tradition. Every marriage contract is honored. The only one that they make official inside their but legally is if you don't have more than one wife. So they'll accept the one wife and give you their official stamp. But even your marriages outside of that, even traditional marriages that they call them traditional, when it's like distilling with the tribal marriages, it's respected. All Islamic contracts and marriages are respected there. So, but like, there's never a problem, even with getting dual citizenship. So, if a brother was to go there, marry a sister, or a sister was to go there, marry a brother, or something like that, you would be able to get dual citizenship based off your marriage contract because it's official. Because they have an official Islamic government there that's like, for lack of a better expression, but they have an organization that deals with everything dealing with Islam. So those contracts are legal contracts. They're stamped. It's witnesses. Everything is done above board. And So the majority of the countries like that, they don't have a lot. They don't have war. There's no wars there. There's no like rampant people, like people running around killing, murdering people, stuff like that. That doesn't really happen like that. There's like it's very peaceful, man, and it's not a lot. I mean, of course, you always got places that's like the hood, right? I think they call it the West Side. They said don't go there. Yeah, go ahead, Shaykh.
If you was to make a business or something there, do you think you'd be able to, prosper because of it so poor? Or?
Nah, bruh. Now, remember, they told us how many years the Camden was the poorest city, blah, blah.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How? Explain that to me.
Right.
Bro, I seen so much opportunity in this place, bro. I just was like, man, if I had some money, what you can do is unbelievable. But you got to have people you can trust. And you got to have people that know things on that side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But but getting a business visa and going over, being able to stay there for a year, being able to travel back and forth, and skies, it's that place is going like, man, that's legacy building wealth that you can gain over there. I'm telling you, bro. I mean, like the land, everything, it's up for grabs. If you got the money, I mean, it don't take a lot. It don't take a lot because I tell you like this. I think we bought some land out there close by where we actually live at now. So we bought some land out there. So when buying a land, it's different. So like you have land that's like that's owned by, let's say, a person. You got land that's owned by the person, but it's under like the chief. You still got to go through the tribal chief, and you got to go to him, and everybody getting paid. Everybody gets something off the top. So now it's like when you buy it, it's still the chief's land. You're still, but it's yours, but you're under the chief. So anything you want to do, you can do. Any problem you got, you go to the chief, and the chief will make sure that all your stuff is straight. You ain't got to worry about it. So it's called traditional land, so that the government can't just come take their land from them. So if there was to be a big sale or something like that, then you get with the chief. The chief say, okay, we want to do this and that, and then they make the sale. You make sure you get your money. But there's so much land. I mean, like a lot, and it's not a lot of money. I mean, you're talking like for they sell everything in meters, so you can get like almost an acre of land for maybe about, let me see, $3,000, $4,000. Someplace you can get hectares. I'm telling you, someplace you can get it, and it's like it's there, and it's all up for grabs. I've seen it. I've seen farmland. I went to different plots, and I seen some. I said, man, I tried to get some of them. But they wanted more than what I had. I said, look, man, I ain't got it. But mashallah, but like it's there, man, and it's like everything's for sale, and it's out there, and it's like it's a place where if you wanted to be a person that say, hey, I want to build a masjid, it might be impossible for you to do it here. It may be something, but I guarantee you can go there and buy, build, and do whatever you want. You can build whatever you want. I'm telling you, you buy the land, there's still blocks on it. Start buying blocks. It don't cost much. I've seen these guys go out for I've seen a clear field, and this is the work ethic and the mindset that they have. These guys come out with hand tools. I seen kids with wheelbarrows, and this all they do, back and forth. And I seen nothing. I seen them guys go out, burn the grass and burn all the weeds, and then I seen guys digging a trench. And then next thing I know, it's a wall. This is in a week. A wall already up, boom, and then like already detailed. And I stuff I see, I was just like, this is crazy. They do it by hand. It's like, I was like, you can't make this up, man. I said, it's like, man, I said, man, I mentioned, I said, you get in touch with one of these jokers, man. You're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble. Cause I mean, like, yo. I'm telling you, man, these boys are strong, man. That's where I'm going.
So, what kind of impediments will we run into as Americans? Say if a number of us put together some money and we try to do some kind of like land development or solar power or something, like would there be any impediments to it, or it's a go?
It's an absolute go. The only impediment that you will have is your supplier. So some of the things that you may want to use, they may not allow. You have to find what you call a vendor, a certain vendor that's going to supply you with certain things. So certain places are going to say, okay, they have things are kind of sold up. Right? I think some stuff actually gets made in South Africa, but there's certain companies. Everything is like, man, you know how it is. One hand washes the other, So people got there's monopolies on all this. Like the Chinese are there. The Indians, the Pakistanis, they're there. So everybody's like got things in the chokehold, and they all like working together to some degree, some kind of way, and they're keeping that money all tied in, that way. I don't care how it sounds, but that's the way that it is, and that's what I saw. But yeah, when I tell you like this, bro, I can't be too excited about it, but I'm telling you, well, I can be, as I am. It's opportunity. Like you wouldn't believe. I'm talking like, even if you went down there, I don't care what you were selling, you can bring some different food. I seen, like, listen, I know we had that thing, oh man, chicken spots. I seen, man, 10:30, because I was there, but like 10:30 on the clock. I happened to be there, and I said, I went to the chicken spot, I said, man, I'm thinking like, I said, man, all these jokers up in here. Like, I said, man, it was a lot of people. I said, they eat chicken every day. Every day. I'm like, wow. I said, imagine if you could make it better. Imagine if you had this or that. So I started thinking that wheels spinning. Like, I'm like, And I said, no, imagine this last thing I said, this probably get me killed if I was had anything to do with it. So imagine you start saying, you tell people, hey, you come to work, you get paid by the week.
Mm.
And then imagine you tell them, say, hey, once a month you get paid in US dollars. Now see, now the thing that you see why that would make sense, you get them US, I'm gonna pay you in US dollars for once a month. You're gonna get paid in US because the currency exchange, they can go directly to the currency exchange and get more money.
Fluctuate. Too.
Yep. So when it counts for them, it's going, no matter what, it's going to always count for them. It's never going to be less. They're always going to get more when they go to the exchange. So it works out for them. But you imagine you bring something like that, you disrupted everything. You see?
And wouldn't that cause a problem down the line when they get wind of it? Like,
I mean, like, I don't think that it was. I said, I said to myself, I said, they're probably going to kill me. Try something like that, they're gonna kill you because like you're throwing everything out of whack. You're gonna throw the whole ecosystem out of whack that they got like that. Like because what's gonna happen is that you're gonna have people say, man, I ain't gotta work here. I'm going over here to this joint because like they pay by the week. So they got a budget monthly. Like that's all they get their check. That's it. Now they gotta work with that. And if everybody working in the house, then what's gonna happen?
None of that, huh?
It's none, bro.
I saw another program.
Cash.
Somebody was discussing their visit to another African country, and they said that one of the issues of why they pay them monthly is because of the laid back mentality they have. Meaning, they got paid weekly, they'll get paid for that week, and they won't show up for another week because they got money to last them for a certain amount of time. They said so they pay them monthly because the people will get lax. They'll not show up for another week until they run out of money and then be like, all right, now I'm gonna go back to work. It might be a week off, week on. And that was one of their experiences they had. They were a builder over there. They was like, I understand it now. They was like, coming from the United States, you pay this dude, he gonna go chill. You know what I mean? He gonna work a week, stack his money, and then chill, and then not go to work the next week. We got that issue over here.
Mashallah. Like from what I seen with these people is that, man, they want to work every day.
See, that's different.
And like I mean like every day. Like I don't even know like when they shut down. Like when you go out, you get up in the morning, you go out, you're like, man, you see people setting up, and by the time you like 10 o'clock, everybody out, every business is open. And it's like, and everybody's selling everything. I mean, when I seen the guy on the street selling books, he was in the middle of the street, he had a Bible. He's selling Bibles. I'm like, man, I just was like, I ain't never seen this before. I mean, like, I see people selling stuff in the street, but I ain't never seen it like to that level. So it was just like, man. And then I even like one thing I had happen. I had a guy. I think my window wipers were bad, right? So the guy had wipers. I said, I need them. So I'm in the car, and she was like, tell me like, no, like I know these guys, like no, like because I think she used to work in this area. So she's like, no, don't get this, don't buy that. So I'm like, well, look, the guy got the stuff right here, like. So the guy, so he ended up putting them on there anyway. So I'm driving though. So he's doing it while I'm driving. He changed the wipers because I'm like, look, he changed them and then like he tried to get what he was asking for, but she didn't give it to him. But I was up there. I was like, yo, I told you don't do that. So I said, you lucky, you wouldn't get nothing. But like I felt bad though because I gotta remember like he out here. He ain't trying to rob, he ain't trying to steal, he ain't selling drugs, he ain't doing this and that. He out trying to hustle, make a living. Like, you know what I mean? So like that's the part that always I'm like, man, like this is what he trying. So people go out and do whatever they gotta do. People say they want to make sacrifices, especially for their family, and they want to make sacrifices for their children. But what are you willing to do? What are you willing to commit to? Like places like that for people that look like us and come from where we come from. Like there's a whole, I mean, like they welcome us with open arms, and it's like they'd rather deal with somebody that look like them than not. A lot of them getting tired. Say everybody come in, like everybody's over them and somebody else.
You mentioned earlier about education, how important it is for them. So from the Islamic community, how is the education system? Is it just taught in the masjid, or do they have a school? Or
They do. They have some. They have some schools that are organized for both academic and also Islamic teachings. There are some. I was not able to get around much when I was there, but I needed to go to the other side to actually see everything with the Shaykh. But like I said, he was like 7 hours away, and I didn't take that ride. That was a long ride. But yeah, they do have it. It is there. I don't know how many that it is, but they are there. But in any event, there's things that if whatever doesn't exist, you can always make it, and that's the thing. You don't like build it. If it ain't there, build it. If it's so hard to build something here, then build it. Start to put the seed somewhere else. Start building it somewhere else. So and then you develop it, and then you make it into whatever you want to make it into. So you can build anywhere, and especially there because it's wide open. Things are available. You can make. When I tell you, the opportunity is like so much opportunity there. I'll give you an example. I remember the guy who was coming to pick up the trash, right? Because there's no like a regular trash pickup. You pay, and the guy comes. They come get your trash like once a week or something like that. So when they come get it, they got like these bikes and these carts or something like So and they throw them on there, and it's really not organized, right? They got landfills all over the place, and so anyway, they So I asked the guy, like, I said, hey, how you start doing this? He said, oh, my brother used to do it, but then he stopped. So he said, so I just started doing it. So I said, so you just started doing it? He said, yeah, because he had little books. I thought he had that's just how he keep track of who owns, right? So he comes to collect his money. So you're paying for trash pickup. What is that about? See, $5 a month. Like $5 a month, they come pick up the trash. They come inside, bring the can out, dump it, and all that other stuff, put it back. It's right, $5 a month. That's what you pay. And they the guy, when I asked him like, well, so will you take it? Because I'm trying to figure out how does this all work. So then I said, okay. So he's making like, let's say, so it was like 150 kwacha or something like that. So 150 kwacha is like about $5, right? So I was like, well. And I started thinking how many houses is inside each compound. So how many houses in each compound? So let's say at the minimum it might be 3, but it could be 5, could be whatever. And you got those many people that's doing it. So I said, wow. And I started thinking about this was a whole new area. Like the street that I lived on really doesn't have a name yet. I mean, like I know the name, but it may change. They may change the name to something else because nobody knows like how to get there. You call like they got a thing called Yango, which is like an Uber. You call them, they're confused. They get lost. They'll go the wrong way, or it's like unmappable or something. But anyway, so it's all new construction everywhere. Everything's new. So everything is getting developed. So all the towers, everything that's bad now, and in the next couple of years, it's going to be like a thing of the past. It's like, it's a lot happening. And before you know it, it's going to say, you're going to lose the opportunity. It's going to say, well, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Like, because like by then, the opportunity to do anything like that, I thought about that. I said, imagine you put the first bricks down for Quba School Islamic Center, Zambia. You understand what I'm saying? This the kind of mindset that I'm thinking. I said, you can buy so much land that's as big as a neighborhood, a whole neighborhood. Everybody can come to. Like I'm telling you, like that's and I'm not just saying it like it's some far-fetched thing. It's a reality. It's there. All it takes is a little bit of money, not even a lot.
What we talking?
You talking? Let's see. Realistically, let's say $100,000 is about what's the 40,000 is $1 million. So their money. So 100,000 is what? 4 times what?
You said 100,000.
Yeah.
So 40 is $1 million.
Yeah, 40 is $1 million. So yeah, 40.
A little bit less than 3.
So
a little bit less than 3 million of theirs, right?
Yeah. So with that amount right there,
2.5.
that'll get you a couple hectares, and to like building materials to do it, you can build a neighborhood.
That's 2.5 million.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I've seen
2.5 years. Yeah.
And then you can even buy like I had the opportunity to buy this. I was kind of upset that the day was where I wanted, but it was a farm, whole farm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how they make their money. It's agricultural country. That's what they do. I'm just like it's so like all it, it's like it's there, and I'm not saying this from my experience where I've been, what I seen. man, you do whatever you want there, man. Once you get there,
Yeah. So let me ask you, with all the other nationalities, how are they living in comparison to the native people? So you got the Indians, the Chinese. Do they have their own separate like?
they from what I said, man, you should see some of these palaces that's out there, man.
Yeah.
Some of these compounds, you be looking like, man, 5-story compounds, and they are. It all depends because like some of them are like even some of the masajid and some of the businesses like they have like their own sections, and it's like barred off, right? But it's like but that could be anybody. It doesn't matter. It's bad. The only thing that matters is about the money that you have. Now there is some things like that, and you see some stuff that's disheartening when you be like it'd be kind of like modern day slavery. You know, when you understand the hustle, you see people, and you like when you see the, you see Caucasians and people from all over the place, and it's like they got these servants, right? That's going around doing all. You see this stuff, and it's like it reminds you. It's just not and you be like, man, but they working. These people be working. That's how they make money. That's how they feed their families. But you do see it, and I can't say because like when I did have a situation where this brother was asking for something. And he came to me. He was like, "Yeah, he went to such and such school. He was something." And so I asked him to recite Surah Yasin. Because he's asking me, he says, "Yeah, oh, mashallah." I said, "Yeah, I want this." So he started reciting. So he asked, and he recited. Right? So I said, "Oh, mashallah, he real deal. He's a real deal." So then another guy came. Another time, so I said, man, why these guys keep coming to me? When I'm coming out the masjid, they're in the masjid's, parking lot. And they came to me, and I was like, yo, why you come to me and not nobody else? And he said, I want to come to somebody look like me. I said, listen, you at the masjid. So I was ready to go back inside so he can get some help. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like you at the masjid. Like, what you mean nobody can? He said, look, man, look. I'd rather deal with you. Just like that. So I said, mashallah, because I don't know who the person could have been. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote for me that day, I just didn't want to leave and allow him to like not be helped. Especially the place where he was at. But yeah, it's like that. And yeah, the same type of different, it's the same and it's almost to the, I even see like in some instances where as though people won't even give you the salams. It still happens, right? But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. Everybody's giving everybody salams, or when they gotta deal with you and talk to you, or if you don't speak and say nothing, then they assume that you're from there until they hear you speak and they say, "Oh, you're not from here."
Oh, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. Then things change because you don't have this accent no more. So now I say, "Oh, okay. Where you from, bro?"
Welcome.
Just say, "Okay, yeah." So yeah, you get treated a lot differently, and things that sometimes people put up with things, and when they see that you ain't putting up with it, or sometimes some things for us logically ain't gonna make sense. A lot of things that are done is like, why are you doing things this way? It doesn't make sense, and that's just the way they do things. So, but yeah, it was very interesting, and there was a lot to be gained. But business wise, it's wide open, bro. It's literally, I'm telling you, like. My only problem is I said, man, I just wish I had some money. I just wish I had some money. And like, and the good thing is about it, even if you have like a conglomeration, you say, okay, this is what we want to do, and you say, hey, 10,000, right? You get 10 people with 10,000. They want they would have 3 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Yeah.
10 people, 10 families, 10. You know what I'm saying? Say, look, boom, we're gonna do this and. Hey, and I'm telling you, you can get it and then start developing it because it don't cost much. Like if I showed you what a 2-bedroom house looks like, built, everything done and built, it only costs about let me see, so 10,000-15,000, something like that. Yeah, $10,000-15,000.
Like what they consider like a flat, almost like a townhome.
Yeah. Single story.
Single story.
It's only a 2-bedroom, but you can add on whatever you want. It's going to cost a little extra for more bricks.
So is it like you connected with other people's homes, or you just on your land?
Not like you can have like all right, say like this, like all right, you can have a whole compound by yourself. Most people don't like to do that because like if you got something by yourself, when you leave, ain't nobody there, right? So they rather have somebody there at some point, so everybody watching out for everybody, right? So usually I'm saying like you would take like your whole family, or have a whole compound, it's all family. It's all your people. You know what I'm saying? And inside a whole compound that can have 3 houses, 6 houses, 7 houses, however how big your compound is.
Okay, I get
So you have your water towers, and you will have your pumps. You will have everything lined up the way, because you don't pay for water, right? Electric. I mean, like, you know. So I tried to get like wise and say, okay, I want to see how the electric bill going to be. So I said, look, let's take. I think I was like $200-300. I said, well, we're going to pay $200, and we're going to pay the electric bill. Paid the electric bill. Electric bill took the money and gave us like about as much as we could pay with. I don't know what I say was like 250 kwacha, like 15 like $10-15. So that's what they gave us. They gave us that amount. I said, wait a minute, this is crazy. That doesn't make sense. But when I talked to because I was ready to go down there, like y'all it's a lot more electric power. Because they give you kilowatt hours, you get a meter.
Yeah.
So you front load or whatever you use, that's what you get charged. They take it right off. I said, this ain't adding up. So when I did it, like that's like we paid like 5 times the amount for the, like, it was crazy. So then they said, oh yeah, since you got it, you can pay for it because this is how much you bought. We want you to use less. So this is what you get. You only get.
They max you out. You're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they keep the money, and this is the government now. So you gotta fight. You don't fight the city hall. You fight the government. So they took the money and it said, so if it's more advantageous for you to buy it a little bit because you're only gonna use a little bit. So they said you trying to like take all the power. They said they won't give it to you. Now makes no sense. You should get what you paid for.
Yeah.
But they do something where they convert everything you paid over to some kind of tax. So now all you did is pay tax. Versus you got it. So this is supposed to be a poor country, so act like you ain't got it. So hey, we're gonna take that too. We're gonna give you this. So you take that. So what we relied upon mostly is solar power. So that's what. So they had to get and that only like it's crazy. When you talk about the cost of solar, I had to learn how to install solar. I learned that when I went there too. So yeah. So I had to get I think it was what 5,000 kilowatts.
KVW.
Yeah. So I had to get solar power. So you end up relying on solar because primarily you would that's what you'd be using. It's a lot of sun until it ain't no sun.
Oh, so we can build our own solar over there. Huh?
Yeah. You can, man, and it's cheaper, way cheaper. So I think what solar the whole solar thing was like 66,000, which was about like how much was that? 66,000. So 40,000 right now is about 2,000. So it's like 2,000, 2,500, something like that. So roughly like $2,000, $2,500. You can have 8 panels, the inverter, and a battery.
So eight panels at like 100 watts each.
8 panels at I think mine was 545.
545 watt panels.
Yes.
Oh man.
I got 8 of them.
A piece each. That's crazy, man.
8 panels.
It's Wayne over there sleeping. The other electrician, he over there
Yeah.
sleeping. Man, that,
going to be a topic where you talking. I mean, where was you at?
Zambia. Yeah. So yeah. So
Wow.
So if you can get solar power wherever you at, get it and install it.
4,000, almost 5,000 kV.
Yeah, it's worth every penny. And I use the Lux Power, which are nice. I ain't advertising them, but
No, I got you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna end it live. Good.
They work. It works, and it's So like that's what we really rely upon, solar power, because the internet ain't that good. Depending where you're at, the more rural area you're in, it's gonna be worse, and it's hit or miss. So you be paying your bill, but you only can get what you can get. So sometimes.
How's the mobile over there?
See, T-Mobile. If you have T-Mobile, you have your phone will work in Africa, so you will have be able to you can make phone calls, but if you call here, you're gonna be paid. So your best bet is to use what's that called? Google Meets.
Google Meets or WhatsApp or.
But it was called something else. Duo. It was
Google Duo. Yeah, Duo.
Right. So Google or WhatsApp. you use them. You can use them, but sometimes there's no connection. Sometimes even their phones go out. Even when you go to the store and try to use your card, it don't work. So they don't. A lot of places don't take Discover cards, but Mastercard and Visa, and some places don't take Visa. So that works. You can use your card at the ATM, get money. You know, all of that works. So a lot of all of that stuff works. But the best thing to do is take cash. Take cash, because like and take big bills. Take all hundreds, because when you go to the exchange, it's gonna be, you're gonna get way more money when you go to the exchange. You got them everywhere. Yeah, you get more money out. You get more money that way. So it's better to take cash and move around, but because you're gonna need to have that currency in your pocket, because a lot of times you can't use your card, and if you're gonna need a ride or it's gonna place you ain't gonna want to drive. It's dangerous. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I was like, man, I said, look, and then at night, can't see. Ain't no lights. Like, and I'm telling you, in the next 25, 30 years, the way that place is going to look, places I've seen, they don't even have poles everywhere yet. Like, even like like where we got our land there, we have electric there. They already got the electric there. Some places don't even have their lines ran yet. So think of like the early the mid to late 1800s. That's what it looked like. So imagine that back out in the country, because I don't know, like in the 20s and 30s, some places out in Georgia didn't have no power back then.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Still places like that.
So when you think about it, because I'm looking, and my world's been like, I said, man, it's like, but when everybody started to come, I've seen like people have like plots, they have houses, and they got a storefront built into their walls. So imagine, like, you know what I mean? They got a whole, like, all they do is, like, I said, wow, their whole compound, and at the corner of the compound is a storefront. So they come right out the house and go right to the store, open up shop. And everybody's come right there. You can drive past, go there, or you can be right inside the compound, come right out to the, right to the, I said, man, that was smart. So, and you can, like, and they got all kind of design. Like, the house, you got the way they build house, bro, they build houses. They build them. Brick. Ain't no sheetrock. Bro, I'm telling you, and you just, it's crazy, and the amount of money that you got to pay, it's like this means just, man, I just wish I had more. Wish I had more time. I'm telling you, it's nice.
So are you thinking about doing dual citizenship?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, man.
So let me ask you about the education over there. What's it look like? Islamic and like secular, or is it all together, or how do they do it?
So like
for your kids, if
it's supposed to change, but as far as what from what I've seen, and from what I've seen on the Islamic end, I didn't get to go to the school because I didn't go that side. Go there because that was like 7 hours later. That was in Kitwe. They call it the Copper Belt. That's where they do all of their mining at. So I didn't get to go over there to go visit the school because the Shaykh had left. He had to go somewhere. But as far as what I seen on the academic side where I was at with the kids that I know that were going to school, all these kids are like super intelligent, straight A students, and like they want to go to school, and like their pastime is books. Their pastime is like, I mean, like they are like regular kids and everything like that, but like they're like the examinations is like they really take a written exam. Like I'll put you like this: to get your driver's license, you gotta like you have to memorize all these signs. Something then you gotta write down what they mean. You gotta write it. Like a written test ain't just A, B, D, or C. It's bro. You gotta write out the rules. Like they got these 10 rules. Like it's only 10 rules. They gotta write them out, memorize them, and have them all kinds of ways. So I was like, man, that's the driving test? Like, yeah. Then you got to go on the road. Right. But the thing about it is, let's say for like about, I think it's like $200 roughly. Like $200, you pay. You don't go to like motor vehicles, nothing like that. You go to a driving school, and they give you the test, and then you go out driving with them for how long. And after that, you get your license. That's it. Everything's done and paid for.
$200 their dollars or $200
$200.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's for everything. That's for the school. That's for the driving school. Everything. Your license, your test, and all your paperwork. Everything.
They do
all
car
that.
insurance and all that too.
Car insurance is about for full coverage is about $200 a year.
Wow.
I paid $200.
Minimum coverage. Minimum coverage is about like what was it? 700 classes. So that's like $30. Yeah.
How far as the cars, steering wheel, same as ours, or they're on the opposite side?
They're on the opposite side. So
The roads on the opposite side as well? The roads?
it's everything's opposite.
How was that?
That was
How
crazy.
was that?
So that was crazy. I kept hitting the switch and I kept turning on the windshield wipers instead of the turn signal.